Starter Pokemon. A vital part of every Pokemon game you play. Your starter Pokemon is the first Pokemon you get when you start your adventure, obviously. We create a lot of great memories with these Pokemon, whether they are bad or good. There have been a total of 21 starter Pokemon as of yet, and because number 21 is my absolute favorite number, I thought I would do a top 21 for this thing. And for this list, I'm not going to specifically just on one Pokemon. For example, if Flabébé was a starter, I would be talking about Flabébé, Fluette, and Florges. I'm so French. And I also like to say, the day that I'm uploading this, it's my birthday. So, number 21, my birthday.
Number 21, Chespin. Chespin was just a terrible Pokemon all around. Sure, it was cute, and I don't even mind Quilladin, but Chestnut was a very disappointing Pokemon to have on my team. It just kept losing and losing and losing. In fact, it was the first starter I ever had that I ended up tossing in my PC. Number 20, Tepig. I don't like what Tepig ends up becoming. It's not a very good Pokemon. All those good offensive stats totally wasted on account of not having any good defenses. It's only good against Bryson's gym. Also, at some point someone should have pointed out that having 3 firefighting starters in a row was way outside the line. Number 19, Litten. Litten feels like something that you would catch in the wild. It's not a very interesting Pokemon physically, and it's not fast when it evolves. It's a cat Pokemon, they need to be fast. Overall, just an okay starter. Number 18, Oshawott. Don't get me wrong, Oshawott is the best starter that you can pick in Generation 5. Good move pool, great stats. People usually tend to say that in Generation 4 there is a lack of fire Pokemon. There aren't many good water types in Generation 5 either. But to me, it's what Oshawott's design. Coming from Generation 4, no one actually thought that this thing looks like Piplup. Number 17, Chimchar. Chimchar is a great Pokemon, and the lack of good Fire-type Pokemon is felt in Generation 4, but quite honestly, I like the other 2 starters more. And back when I was 10 and playing Generation 4 for the first time, I never felt compelled into choosing Chimchar. I don't really know why. I think now I regret it because Infernape is an extremely good Pokemon. Number 16, Snivy. Snivy is not the best Pokemon. But back in 2010, when Pokemon Black and White were being announced, I knew straight up that I was gonna be Team Snivy. In a Superior with Contrary and Leaf Storm? Come on. Number 15, Charmander. I don't really like Charmander. Whenever I see those Bulbasaur memes, I wonder why people don't say the same thing about Charmander. It only starts being a useful Pokemon past the 2nd gem, and either I have no idea how to use it, or to me, Charizard X wasn't a very interesting Pokemon to use. Number 14, Turtwig. I don't really know what to say about Turtwig. I liked it when I was 10. Now, it doesn't feel like a good Pokemon with him being so slow. But the memories of signing my Torterra in tough contests and watching him slay will always be present with me. Number 13, Totodile. Totodile is a great Pokemon from Generation 4 and beyond. It's a shame that Totodile is such a bad combination in Generation 2. All that attack that makes no use of stab is just sad. Totodile is a very cute concept, but it's underwhelming in its debuting gen. Number 12, Rowlet. I had a tough time when I first started playing Pokemon Sun and Moon, because I could not decide between Rowlet or Popplio. So I drawed and got Popplio. But eventually I played Sun and Moon with Rowlet, and I loved the experience. With such a huge variety of moves and an interesting typing, this adorable little makes Alola feel great. And besides, look at him. Makes me not want to evolve him. Number 11, Froakie. Froakie. Your family is not very good with Torrent, but it's phenomenal with Protein. It doesn't matter. And why did we only got Ash Greninja in Generation 7? Like, what the hell? I never really used it, you know. Now we get to the ones I really like. Treecko is my least favorite Pokemon to use from Generation 3. And quite honestly, I don't know if I like it or not. It's a fun Pokemon to use in Generation 3, but it's far from being the strongest. It takes forever for it to learn any good moves, and has really bad defenses. However, the first time I entered the Battle Frontier, I had a Sceptile on my team, and it even helped me beat Pike Queen Lucy, and yeah, that's it. In Generation 6, he got a Dragon typing, and everyone knows on how Dragon types are badass. And yet, I don't really appreciate it, but hey, I'm not done testing this thing to its max. So maybe I have to give it more time. And hey, Dragon type, just huge. I was actually shocked on how many people were shutting Popplio down way before Generation 7 even began. Not only Popplio is adorable, look at him putting his fins on his hips, I just cannot dislike him. But he is a powerhouse. Look at that special attack slash special defense. Popplio was the first Pokemon I picked when I played Generation 7, and I swore I would do that from the very first day I saw him. I've seen a lot of people nitpicking on Primarina and Brionne because they have a bigger chance on being male rather than female, and they evolve into mermaids, but if that is the reason for you to dislike a Pokemon, then I feel sorry for you. Finally, look at that typing. Water Fairy is some of my favorite combinations. And sure, Tapu Fini does a much better job than Primarina, but the Popplio line is undoubtedly my favorite starter Pokemon from Generation 7 for combining cuteness, pride, and power all in one package. Fennekin was undoubtedly the one that stood out to me when I saw the Generation 6 starters for the first time. Back in 2013, I was sure that I would never play Generation 6, but if I did, I would pick Fennekin without hesitation. I've seen a lot of people bashing on Delphox, but quite honestly, between a spiky blend turtle thing, Ninja Frog with an unnecessary tongue scarf, and a Fire Witch Fox, I would pick the latter at any day of the week. I really don't know why Delphox gets so much hate. It has great stats, an awesome typing that breaks the firefighting stigma that we got for 10 years straight, and even gives it an advantage to all those. The only downside to its evolution line is definitely its move pool. Until it fully evolves, it only has a few moves that make use of its great special attack. Why didn't it get Flame Burst? But in any case, Delphox doesn't deserve all its hate. It's a great Pokemon. Albeit slow, and the fact that it only learns a decent water type move at level 24, Piplup has always been one of my favorite starters. But not because of any legal Pokemon I played, but because of something called Pokemon Battle Crater. In 2007, I fell hard for this. I spent the whole summer playing this thing, and my starter was Piplup. I loved Piplup so much that I even evolved and leveled it to level 100, as well as a Yanmega, a Houndoom, my brother's Charizard, and a Blaziken. I also had a Jigglypuff and a Typhlosion on my team. Eventually, the website was shut down, and even though they aren't among us anymore, Empoleon was a part of why I liked the Piplup line so much. Later that year, I started playing Pokemon Diamond, and of course, that Piplup was my starter. I also caught a Yanma, and there was even an episode that focused on Piplups and Yanmas in the anime, so that's something. There was a part of my life that I was obsessed with Chikorita. Sometimes I even forced my brother to pick Chikorita in his playthroughs. Unfortunately, Chikorita isn't the best starter around. Chikorita is in fact rather bad in the generation it debuted. The only grass moves it learns on its own is Razor Leaf. But I love Chikorita nonetheless, mainly for her role in the anime. What an amazing Pokemon she was. I have always enjoyed playing with Bulbasaur. It's an amazing Pokemon to use in Generation 1. A lot of bulk, strong stats, and a super helpful hand in 4 out of the 8 gyms. My fondest memories with this Pokemon is being 9 years old and finding Giovanni's level 50 Rhyhorn, when my Venusaur was only level 39. I thought I was done for because I've seen how my brother usually struggled with the other level 50 Pokemon, but 1 Giga Drain was all it took to it. That's where I learned that I loved Venusaur, and how weak Rhyhorns are. Venusaur's Mega Evolution is also great. Amazing stats, and the best ability for a grass type to have. Quite honestly, people should start picking Bulbasaur over Charmander. Oh boy, when they announced that we would have Kanto starters in Generation 6, I knew straight up who I was gonna pick. Squirtle might not be the strongest Pokemon, but it is reliable in all the games he is in. And knowing Dark Pulse and having Mega Launcher when he Mega Evolves, what a beast! I love Squirtle so much, and even loved it more when May had one in the anime. He kicked so much butt in all of his battles. I also enjoy using Hydro Cannon on my Blastoids whenever I play Pokemon Leaf Green. Undoubtedly, Squirtle is my favorite Kanto starter. Well, Torchic is the cutest starter, period. Look at this cute, adorable thing. The transition from Torchic to Blaziken is just humongous, but that's why I love it so. Torchic is always one of those Pokemon I struggle not to pick. He has such great moves straight from the beginning, and that Mega Evolution, have you seen it? It has Speed Boost! Torchic embodies cuteness, power, and strategy, and quite honestly, it's in contention for my favorite starter. There are two more that I enjoy just slightly, and the reason why Torchic isn't my favorite is because I don't have as many good memories as I have with the other two. Unless that Alpha Sapphire team that I had that consisted of a more feminine team. But yeah, the Torchic line is absolutely amazing. Oh, Cyndaquil, what a great starter Pokemon. Cyndaquil is the best starter of Generation 2. From having great stats to back up its typing, and even being able to have a Thunder Punch that makes use of special stats, Typhlosion is one of the best starters of its generation. Aside from that, Typhlosion was the very first starter I leveled up to level 100, and quite honestly, he has never let me down in any sort of battle. I even took him to Pokemon Stadium 2, and he kicked so much ass! But quite honestly, what other reason would you have not to pick him in Generation 2? He's such a great Pokemon, just use him. Of course I would like Mudkip. Swampert was the only Pokemon that I actually find using in the Battle Frontier. Get one with a nature that increases special attack while lowering speed, and you will have a giant on your team. But the reason Mudkip is my favorite is this. The first game that I played till the end was Pokemon Ruby. When I was nearing the Elite Four, I realized that none of my Pokemon could stand a chance. So I decided to train my Watery as much as I could, and by the time he reached level 63, he destroyed everything. To me, growing a Pokemon to that level was unthinkable, but the fact that I did makes me look back and think, huh, look at that, I did that. I still have that Watery till this day, and with great stats, typing popularity, and awesome memes, Mudkip is my favorite starter of all time.